I'm like, are you kidding me? You're giving me way more credit than I deserve. I passed this sucker. She's like, I mean, she really did. She did not believe me. And this is, I mean, we're talking, I'm almost a year clean at this time. Welcome back, my friends. I am Josh Logan, and this is episode 2 of Life, Recovery, and the Pursuit of Sanity. My wife pointed out last episode that I accidentally said pursuit of happiness. That's not what I meant. Sanity. Because we're all crazy people. We're all on a pursuit of gaining this thing called sanity. I think I have a little bit more than I used to, but I'm still searching for it, as I think everybody should be. So last episode, I shared a story about the time that my wife caught me not doing what I said I was going to be doing. I was on the crapper. I had a friend over that I had told my wife that I had kicked out, and there he was. And just kind of everything that goes along with it. So today's story I want to talk about, and I want to stick with the whole, what do you do when you're in early recovery from anything? What do you do when your loved ones don't believe you? So this particular story, I was working at Buckhorn. It is a plastic factory. And I worked overnight. I worked the overnight shift, and they did random not UAs, but random drug tests. So I got chosen in this particular day. I can't even remember what day it was, but I got chosen for a random drug test. And so got taken into a room, and they had this little thing you put in your mouth. It was like a saliva test. So I did that saliva test, and I think the guy that was administering the test, he just didn't know what he was doing. He had no idea. This dude probably watched some stupid video and thought he was like the expert. Had no business reading drug tests because he had no idea what he was doing. But nonetheless, I fail for methamphetamine. So I'm like, you better give me another one. So I put that sucker in my mouth, wait a little bit, and I saw a line, but according to him, well, just because you see a line doesn't mean it's like, this looks positive. I'm like, listen, dude, you better take me to the hospital. You better take me to do a urine analysis because I'm clean, and this test is false. It's not. I'm not dirty. So let's get the real stuff going on here. So it's kind of silly because I had to pee before I even went in for this drug test. I had to pee. This is like 7:30 in the morning. So when you fail a drug test or you're going to have to get tested, you can't leave the site of a supervisor or somebody so they can verify that you are legitimate. And especially if you're going to take a pee test, you can't be going into the bathroom. You can't, you got to be supervised at all times. So I couldn't pee. I couldn't go to the bathroom, and my bladder was about to explode. So he takes me to Cox North. I can't remember exactly where at Cox North, but anyway, it's where you take drug tests for workplace stuff. And so that's what I did. But man, I tell you what, we waited forever. It was like 9:30 before I even got to go in to take a whiz, and I was about to explode. And I tell you what, when that came back as negative, I was so freaking proud of myself. I was actually like, I walked out of there, I held up my little thing to the supervisor. Ha, look, ha, passed, ha. I didn't really act like that, but I was pretty proud of myself, and I flashed it to him and said, you want this? Oh, no, whatever. I think he was more irritated that he even had to take time out of his day to take me there. So anyway, by this time, my wife and I had moved back in together. This is several months after the first incident, last episode's story. So anyway, I get home and I'm significantly later than normal. So she's like, well, where were you? I was like, well, I had to take a drug test and they said I failed. So I told them they take me to the hospital, and they did, and I passed. She's like, whatever. You could fake one of those. You're good enough that you could fool one of those tests. I'm like, are you kidding me? You're giving me way more credit than I deserve. I passed this sucker. She's like, I mean, she really did. She did not believe me. And this is, I mean, we're talking, I'm almost a year clean at this time. And she's convinced that, no, you didn't pass that. You fooled the test. You faked it. You're actually dirty. And I tell you what, there's kind of a heartbreak. I was actually very irritated, but there's nothing I could do. She was convinced. So what do? Do I go out and be like, she doesn't believe me, I'm just going to go out and get high, woe is me? No, I didn't do that. You know what I did do? I didn't get high. I made a resolve that no matter what, I was not gonna get high. And that's what I did. I did not get high. I continued to do the next right thing. I continued to press forward. And let me tell you something. She started to believe me more and more, because time told that I was in fact being honest about this. Because ultimately, if I would have gotten high, I may have been able to hide it for a little bit, but you can't hide it forever. The truth always comes out, and it always comes out in the way that you don't expect it. You think you're doing a good job of hiding it, and it will always come out. But when you're doing the right thing, it will always come out. And that's what happened. And so to anybody out there that is struggling because their loved ones don't believe what they're saying, what they're doing, remember this. You continue doing what you're doing, the right thing, and eventually they will start to believe you. Eventually, your apologies will start to matter. Eventually, you can heal some of the damage that you have done. Now, I'm not saying that every situation is always going to be healed, because it's not. There's irreparable damage out there that you can do. But for the most part, if you stay strong and you stay committed to no matter what, you're not going to get high. No matter what, you're not going to do anything stupid. No matter what, the truth will come out, and people, your loved ones, will start to trust you again. Well, I really appreciate you listening to me rant on about this. This is very dear to me because this is personal experience. And I hear a lot of people out there, they say, oh man, if nobody believes me, I'm just going to go out and do it. Not the answer. I question whether or not you really want it. Because if you really want it, nobody's going to stop you. Just like if you really want to get high or do something stupid or feed into your addiction, you're going to do it. So keep your head up, folks. Remember that there is life in recovery. There is sanity in recovery. And there is joy in recovery. I am living testament to that. Until next time, peace.